Thanks, Glenn. Your top stories this hour. FIFA president to stay put after racism comment, and more public hearings on controversial bill. Good afternoon. FIFA president Sepp Blatter has rejected calls for him to step down. This follows controversial remarks he made that racism on the football pitch should be settled with a handshake. Blatter has apologized for the remark and believes that's enough.
Why should I resign? When you are faced with a problem, you have to solve the problem and to go out and to leave the organization. This would be unfair. This would be totally unfair and is not compatible with my fighting spirit, my character, my energy, my commitment.
The ANC says it will continue to hold public hearings countrywide on the Protection of State Information Bill before it's voted on in Parliament. The ad hoc committee dealing with the controversial bill earlier rejected 123 amendments submitted by the IFP. The bill is now due to be voted on in the National Assembly next week. It will then be sent to the National Council of Provinces. ANC spokesperson Andre Gaum.
Although the bulk of the process within the National Assembly has been completed now, the NA is still to vote on the bill, and the NCOP, the National Council of Provinces, has to deal with it as well. The ANC is therefore continuing its process of consultation around the country. We will note all the comments made and give feedback to the organisation.
New charges of fraud and corruption have been laid against Northern Cape ANC chairperson and finance MEC John Block. Block and 4 other accused appeared in the Kimberley Magistrates Court today on fraud and corruption charges. The charges relate to the purchase of a 2.7 million rand water purification plant by the Solplaiki municipality at Kimberley from the firm Intaka. Uruguayan businessman Gaston Savoy has been granted bail of 15,000 rand and the other 4 accused, including Block, 3,000 rand each. The case has been postponed to the 2nd of February next year. NPA spokesperson Mtunzi Maga.
We are satisfied that those that have appeared so far are the ones that are implicated by the evidence that has been presented by the police to us. But we can't rule out a possibility of more arrests and more charges.
Postmortems have been completed on the 19 people killed in a horrific accident on the N1 near Prince Albert Road in the Karoo early this week. Families of the victims have also identified the bodies of their loved ones at the state mortuary in Oudtshoorn. They will later be taken to Beaufort West to identify the belongings of the dead. Earlier it was thought that 20 people had died, but police later revised the figure to 19. The names of the deceased have still not been released. The accident involved 2 minibus taxis and a stationary truck. Police spokesperson Malcolm Poji says 3 people are still being treated for their injuries in hospital.
The autopsy has been concluded on those that had died in the accident. The family members have also pitched at the Oudtshoorn State Mortuary to identify the bodies. And nobody has been charged as yet, but the investigating case is ongoing.
Further afield, the UN says hunger and drought is receding in Somalia, but 250,000 people remain on the verge of imminent starvation. The UN says the situation has eased in 3 areas of Somalia, but the world body says food security remains at the lowest level since 1991, when the central government collapsed. Your top story at 5 o'clock. FIFA president Sepp Blatter has rejected calls for him to step down.